In the heart of a sacred garden behind the temple of Khonsu, a tortoise named Hapu rests beneath a fig tree. His shell is broad and mottled with time, shaped by sun, wind, and decades of quiet watching. Hapu is not just any tortoise. He is considered a divine being by the priests and priestesses. They believe his slowness is wisdom, his silence a form of sacred knowing. Each morning, he is greeted with offerings of honeyed herbs and fresh river lettuce. His days are gentle, measured in slow steps and long shadows. The fig tree he rests beneath is ancient too, its roots deep in the soil of the gods. It is said the tree's seeds carry dreams when planted on full moon nights. They blossom only for the worthy. One such seed lies nestled beside Hapu now, placed there by the hand of the high priestess. "When the time is right," she once whispered, "you will carry it where it must go." Hapu never rushed. He never wondered when the time would be. He only listened to the wind, to the hum of insects, to the rhythm of the river nearby. But one night, the air changed. Clouds gathered early over the mountains, heavy and dark. The Nile rose before its season, thick with stirred silt and ancient memory. The sacred garden, so long protected, now faced destruction. The priests cried out in worry, circling the fig tree. "The seed," said one, "it must not be lost." The high priestess knelt beside Hapu, her hands shaking. "Old one," she said softly, "you must carry it to the temple of light on the far side of Thebes, before the next full moon." Her voice was steady, but her eyes held sorrow. "It is far," she said, "and the city is large. But you will go with the gods." She placed the seed gently atop his shell, wrapping it in woven flax. Hapu blinked once. Then he began to move. Slowly, quietly, one step at a time. The earth was soft from the rising Nile, and each footstep was careful, deliberate. The moon shone above him like a patient eye. He left the garden, passing under stone archways veiled in ivy. A breeze met him, carrying the scent of wet earth and distant incense. Thebes at night was hushed, lanterns glowing like fireflies above stone alleys. Cats watched from rooftops, their eyes glinting as Hapu passed, dozing until the tortoise's shadow crossed his sandal. A watchman leaned against a pillar. He bent low and smiled. "Sacred one," he murmured, "may your steps be blessed." Hapu moved on, past oil merchants sleeping beneath their wares. He passed a dog curled against a clay pot, too tired even to sniff. Unmeasured as Hapu moved toward the city's heart, and clouds gathered, slow as drifting thought. Hours slipped by, the moon arced overhead, rippling with reflected stars. He paused to drink. At a courtyard fountain, a girl appeared barefoot, she said, quiet, kissed his shell, always forward, always slow, and returned to her home, crouching. "You're real." Her robe stained with clay. The water was cool. "There, oh." Her hand reached toward the seed, but stopped. She whispered, "I can feel it. It's yours." She sat beside him for a time, then rose. The city shifted as he moved. Deeper music from a lute drifted from a balcony. Two lovers laughed behind gauze curtains. A cat leapt from rooftop to rooftop above him. Hapu continued, for he knew now, stillness is not stopping, and silence is not emptiness. The day breaks slow and sweet, a gentle light that spills like honey over the silent city. From the edge of town, a faint glow creeps up behind the sandstone spires, stirring the slumbering world to life. His kind are rare, their pace as slow as the turning of the moon's phases, their steps as silent as falling snow. Hapu moves without hurry, his every step in harmony with the hush of the early morning. For he carries with him the seed of the moon, entrusted to his kind to deliver to the temple of light on the other side of town. And there, where the sun's first kiss touches the dew-kissed grass, steps Hapu, the tortoise of the moon. Hapu, however, continues forward, his thoughts as unspoken as the stones in deep water, heavy and still. A young boy carrying a basket of fresh bread nearly stumbles over him. They share no words, only the comfort of company as they make their way through the still waking city. Over a small bridge she goes, crossing a canal where lotuses open their petals to greet the light. Within, priests chant the sun's rising, their voices deep and measured. He places a slice of honeyed bread gently beside Hapu's path, then scrambles to his feet and runs toward his father, who shakes his head and smiles. A fisherman kneeling nearby spots him and bows his head in reverence. "Tortoise of the moon," he says, his voice rough with sleep, "may your path be clear." Palm trees rise tall, casting dappled shadows across a mosaic path. The sun is higher now, but Hapu does not rush. When he resumes his journey, the girl smiles and returns to her village. He finds shelter beneath a tamarisk tree and rests a while, his breath deep, slow as the Nile's turning. In the trees, the birds stir, soft chirps and the rustle of wings like whispered prayers to the newly risen sun. She kneels as he approaches. "You have come," she whispers, with time to spare. She does not speak, only hums a song about the moon, a lullaby that speaks of time and change. And Hapu listens, and in her song, he feels the rhythm of time itself. In the distance, the mountains rise faintly, their peaks blushed by sun. He passes groves of sycamore and acacia, where doves coo softly, their voices a gentle counterpoint to the cawing of crows. "Slow one," she says, a smile gracing her lips. "Teach us to be patient." Her spindle turns slowly, in time with his step, a soft click that echoes the steady beat of his heart. A light breeze stirs the dust of the road, and Hapu follows it as if it too knows the way. Hapu nods, his gaze fixed ahead, his direction true. "You bear the seed of the moon," he says. "We will guide your next steps." And with a gesture, they sprinkle crushed myrrh upon the path ahead, a fragrant trail for him to follow. A moment more, and a street dog, roused from its slumber, joins him, padding beside him without sound. Past the temple of Ra, the streets narrow again. Stone gives way to packed earth, and the sounds of the city soften. Here the weavers live, quiet folk with gentle hands and thoughtful eyes. When the dog reaches a fork in the road, it pauses, looks back once, then turns away and disappears down a side street. Now the city is waking. Merchants set out their wares, folds of fine linen, dried fruit, clay jars of perfumed oil, their voices rising in a welcoming call. "Oh, forgive me, ancient one," he says, his cheeks flushing with the effort of his task. Hapu pauses, chews slowly, then moves on, leaving only crumbs and quiet in his wake. The road leads to a wide plaza where the temple of Ra, the sun god, stands bathed in the early light, its golden columns gleaming. One of them, his eyes shining with devotion, steps forward. Hapu's feet pass over it gently, his shell warmed by the morning light. A woman spinning linen thread pauses to watch him pass. Beyond the weaver's district, Hapu approaches the outskirts of Thebes. A child finds him there and sits nearby, her eyes wide with wonder. The wind rustles leaves above them, carrying a faint scent of cinnamon and clay. Now the road curves gently toward the Temple of Light, and just beyond an acacia, a priestess from the Temple of Light appears, her robes the color of dawn. And Hapu, slow and steady, carries the seed into the temple's waiting hands. The temple is still, its walls washed in ivory and rose-colored stone. Inside, the air is cool and carries the scent of sandalwood and moonflower petals. Candles flicker in quiet alcoves, casting soft halos of gold. The high priestess awaits in the hall of reflection. Her eyes are closed in silent prayer. Then Hapu enters and she opens them and smiles. "Old one," she whispers, "your journey has been true." Two acolytes bow deeply before him and lift the seed from his shell. They carry it with great care to a small basin filled with lunar water. The seed floats gently upon the surface, glowing faintly. The priestess chants words older than any stone in Thebes. The moon rises slowly, casting silver light through a circular opening in the temple's roof. The beam lands directly upon the seed and ignites it with a quiet shimmer. A stem begins to grow slowly, almost imperceptibly, and unrolls like sleepy wings, soft and translucent. The sacred moon blossom blooms for the first time in 100 years. The priestess weeps silently, her tears falling onto the polished stone floor. "The gods have spoken through stillness," she says. "The tortoise has delivered us." Hapu remains motionless, watching the blossom with ancient eyes. He feels no pride, only peace. The temple fills with gentle music flutes and low harps played by unseen hands. Outside, the city breathes in sleep. Children dream of moon gardens and sacred tortoises. Cats curl beneath clay windowsills, tails twitching in rhythm with starlight. Hapu is led to a stone basin filled with fresh herbs and cool water. He eats slowly, savoring each bite. The priestess kneels beside him and strokes the edge of his shell. "You remind us," she says, "that nothing sacred rushes, that even the smallest creature carries the might of destiny." She rises and speaks to the gathered priests and acolytes. "This temple will always keep its door open for Hapu, the moon's keeper. He has shown us the sacred rhythm of slow steps." That night, Hapu is given a place of honor beneath a new fig tree. The soil is rich, and the temple garden is quiet. The moon blossom's light gently touches his shell as he rests. All around, the temple breathes in soft, harmonious silence. Crickets sing from the reeds, their notes like threads of silver. A single owl glides overhead, winging past the moon. The Nile laps softly against the shore below. Hapu dreams not of travel or duty, but of water, wind, and warm earth. In his dream, the fig tree blooms and its fruit glows like stars. Children come to sit in its shade, laughing quietly, learning patience. The seed he carried gives birth to roots that stretch through time. His story becomes one that mothers whisper as they tuck in their children. One day, perhaps, another slow traveler will carry a gift of peace. But for now, the temple garden is still. The stars shine kindly above Thebes. The moon is full, and beneath it, a tortoise sleeps. His journey complete, his purpose fulfilled, his soul as soft as moonlight on stone.